What up, good people? This is P9 with another video, and I am in the town of Elkmont, Alabama. Elkmont is a town in Limestone County, roughly 10 miles north of Athens. Elkmont has a population of 434 residents, so it's a tiny town in the far northern reaches of the state of Alabama. And right here, what you see right here is the old Union Depot right here in Elkmont. And Elkmont began as a stop known as Fort Hampton along the newly constructed Tennessee and Alabama Central Railroad in 1859. So not too long before the Civil War started, Elkmont was established as a stop called Fort Hampton. Not long after the Civil War, in 1866, the town was changed from Fort Hampton to Elkmont. And it was named Elkmont because there was a large number of elk, part of the deer family, that were roaming around in this area. The Tennessee and Alabama Central Railroad eventually became part of the L&N railroad system. L&N, of course, being the Louisville and Nashville Railroad. And this trail right here is called the Trail of Tears Trail. And check this out. Look at this old wagon right here, right outside the depot. And of course, you have the railroad car of the L&N, Louisville and Nashville Railroad. So the main drag through Elkmont, this very small town, is Railroad Street, and there's also another one, Upper Fort Hampton Road. And this right here is the Sulphur Creek Trestle. And soon after this scene was captured of Union troops rebuilding Sulphur Creek Trestle 1 mile south of here in early 1864, the ring of hammers was replaced by the thunder of cannon fire. By the time the smoke cleared, more than 240 men were dead in the bloodiest battle of the Civil War in North Alabama. So this photo, courtesy of Theodore Gubelman, a photographer from New Jersey, opened his gallery in Pulaski, Tennessee in January 1864. And this is what he captured right here. The original photo is now part of the collection of the Limestone County Archives. So this area was a huge site during the bloodiest battle of the Civil War in Alabama. North Alabama, to be more specific. And here's just a few establishments right here on Upper Fort Hampton Road. You have a little clothing store right here in a tiny town. We have a hair salon. And also a barber shop over here at the end. Look how old this building is. And here's a couple of markers right here. This is one is of the Delmore brothers, Alton Delmore and Rabon Delmore. Billed as the Delmore brothers, they were country music pioneers and stars of the Grand Ole Opry in the 1930s. They were born into poverty near Elkmont, sons of tenant farmers amid a rich tradition of gospel and Appalachian folk music. The Delmores blended gospel-style harmonies with the quicker guitar work of the traditional folk music and the blues to help create the still emerging genre of country music. Over the course of their careers, the Delmores wrote more than 1,000 songs. Some of the most popular were Brown's Ferry Blues, Gonna Lay Down My Old Guitar, and 15 Miles from Birmingham. The Delmore brothers were inducted into the Alabama Music Hall of Fame in 1989 and the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2001. Their pioneering contribution to the genre has been recognized by the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. And again, these are the Delmore brothers, a very huge part of history right here in Elkmont, in Alabama in general, in the country music scene. And also we have the Tennessee and Alabama Central Railroad, to which Elkmont plays a major role. The Tennessee and Alabama Central Railroad reached Elkmont in the fall of 1859. By 1862, the Union Army controlled North Alabama and the railroad, an important supply line from Nashville to Chattanooga and Atlanta. 1.1 miles south of this spot is the site of one of the bloodiest land battles in Alabama at Sulphur Creek Trestle, which we just read about. Part of the September 1864 raids of CSA General N.B. Forrest, and the rail line became the Nashville and Decatur Railroad in 1866. The Louisville and Nashville Railroad had control by 1871, and in 1877 built the existing depot. The L&N served this area many years, bringing perishable goods, mail, providing transportation and export of cotton. Louisville and Nashville became part of the Seaboard system in 1982, and the line was abandoned in April 1986. And we also have the history accompanied by some photographs right here. We have commerce, which was a huge part of the industry right here in Elkmont. We have the trains that were traveling through Elkmont during the 1800s, late 1800s. And we had the L&N train, this photograph taken in 1945. Elkmont had 3 regular trains a day during that time. And livery stables were multifunctional, providing care for animals, seed, feed, and excursion for buggy rides and family outings. And you also had the old water tank built in 1936 to serve nearby cotton warehouses. And E.T. Gray and his eldest son, Fred Gray Sr., ran a general store and cotton gin in Elkmont as early as 1900. So you also had right here a group of people outside of Gray's Gin. So cotton gin and old gin houses were very prominent right here in Elkmont, as you can see. And it was also known as King Cotton Country. Up to 500 bales of cotton were sold in 1 week during January 1898. Elkmont had other bumper crop years. One was during the mid-1950s. Okay. Then you had the downtown scenes of Elkmont, as you can see right here. Citizens Bank. The Elkmont branch, First National Bank. Okay. Downtown scenes. So right here they have the numbers that correspond with the images, and they tell you which one and the time frame that it took place, or the time frame that the photographs were taken. You also had the Elkmont post office in the 1920s. So very nice old images that were preserved nicely and plastered on these markers right here. And this is also a photograph of Limestone County High School, which was established in 1912, and it was built nearly at $10,000. And, you know, a lot of it came from state funds and private donations. And you also have Elkmont taken from Schoolhouse Hill. And check this out. You had a bunch of black kids right here. Image taken in 1937. This was an Elkmont Elementary School. You also had the Elk Theater, which opened on a Saturday in the fall of 1948, but it burned down in February 1950. Elkmont First Baptist Church in the 1900s, early 1900s. The Hyde House, located 1 mile north of downtown Elkmont, home of Dr. Merritt Monroe and his wife, Elizabeth Marie Church Hyde. It was also used during as a hospital during the Civil War, but is mostly remembered for the legends of faith healings and extrasensory wisdom performed by Dr. Hyde during the 1870s through 1920. And here goes an image of the Delmore brothers, whose marker we just read not too long ago. You have Rabon on the left and you have Alton on the right. And these are credited by the Country Music Hall of Fame as perhaps the most musically sophisticated and creative and most technically proficient of all the duo acts. So that's them right there holding their guitars with the cowboy hats, of course. And then you have this old grainy image of the Elkmont Methodist Church, which opened in 1884, and the remodeled version of the Elkmont or Limestone County High School, rather, in 1937. So again, Elkmont is located in a very tornado-prone part of the state in northern Alabama. So, you know, one of the first high school, the first Limestone County's first high school, was destroyed by a tornado. But let me go ahead and read these markers. We have the Limestone County's first high school, which was established in Elkmont in 1912. The original building, constructed in 1912, stood on Evans Street, where Elkmont High School is currently located. The County Board of Education included Colonel M.K. Clement, Superintendent of Education, and board members Fred Gray, W.T. Stepp, G.R. Burlington, and N.R. Nichols. Willis B. Vaughn was instrumental in the establishment of school in Elkmont. The new high school required certified faculty. Thus, Professor E.B. Baxter, a learned scholar, was employed as principal. Townspeople collected money and built a house for the Professor Baxter, and as an incentive for him to take the job. The house still stands on Evans Street near Elkmont High School. In 1915, Alma Lovelace, Beulah Nichols, Martha Nichols, and Eddie Stepp were first graduates. So Limestone County's first high school in 1912. Wow. In Elkmont, Alabama, is the earliest settlers to this area moved across the Chickasaw boundary. The Chickasaw Nation, of course, were original inhabitants of Elkmont before 1810 and established the Smith, the Sims, and New Garden settlements. The area came to be known as Elkmont for the once abundant elk, the Elk River, and the mount on which it sat. It began to flourish with the completion of the Tennessee and Alabama Central Railroad in 1859. The name of the Fort Hampton Post Office, established in 1859, was changed to Elkmont in 1866. Elkmont grew to be a commerce center for North Limestone County and was incorporated on March 28, 1873. The first high school in Limestone County was established here in 1912. Today, Elkmont's converted railroad bed welcomes visitors to connect with the past as it passes through the Civil War battle site to the south and covered bridge to the north. Okay. So there you have it. There's that history of Elkmont. And right across the street, they also have a Elkmont Senior Citizen Center. They also have this gas station right here called the Wavaho. Aardvark screen printing. And check this out. This building right here is Elkmont Town Hall. Very modern looking building. So they have a modern building that houses the town hall. As a matter of fact, Elkmont Town Hall was just erected 2 years ago in 2023. Mayor Tracy Compton, and there goes the town council right there. Pro Tem Jack Gilbert, Ronald R. Christ Jr., Charles D. Christopher Jr., Jesse Hobbs III, and Bernice Jackson Lockett. Now, that's cool that they have the council and the mayor etched on the side of the building. That's pretty dope. And even in the back of the town hall, they have a little playground to serve the townspeople. They have a little playground back here. And they also have a gazebo. And there goes the rear of the town hall right there. And yes, that's the really nice playground. Really dope, huh? With that in mind, good people, this concludes the Elkmont vlog of the town. It was really cool in this short visit. And for those who came this far, make sure you hit the like button. And also for those that are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And with that in mind, good people, take care, and until the next one, see you later. Peace.